PAX is great. PAX has always been great. PAX will always be great. But what made it great this year? Well, today Linda is going to help us go through all the top 5 experiences of PAX Prime 2015. An experience can be essentially anything, just what made the show awesome. If you want to see more videos on PAX, stay subscribed to see us check out PAX East in Boston in March. Rocket League had arguably the most talked about tournament of the whole event, despite not hosting it in the main convention buildings. The tournament was hosted in an auxiliary theater. Not that this is a bad thing at all, it just makes it a lot harder to get them proper exposure. Then there was the LANs. There's 2 main public computer LANs at PAX. First, you have the PC free play section where anyone can sit down and play a whole slew of games for about half an hour before getting booted out to wait in the line again. Then there's BYOC, which stands for Bring Your Own Computer. This area is somewhat protected and only those with special badges can get in. Both of these LANs were completely consumed by the sounds of Rocket League. Of course, there were a few people playing League of Legends or using their super expensive computers as lightning-fast Facebook machines, but you could constantly hear shouts, yelling, and cheers from the Rocket League players. There were even multiple in-house tournaments set up by random attendees because there wasn't an official LAN tournament for Rocket League, which says a lot, in my opinion. Next up, we have the PAX Ten. In Penny Arcade's own words, each year a group of 50 industry experts select the 10 best indie games in regard to gameplay and overall fun factor. If you guys remember videos from previous PAX events, you may also remember my old top 5 at the Indie Mega Booth videos. So this kind of thing is right up my alley. This year, they chose Adventures of Pip, Assault Android Cactus, Battle Chef Brigade, Dark Echo, Darkest Dungeon, From Light, Grapple, Ninja Tag, Tumblestone, and Zarvot. I feel like we need to get the devs of Darkest Dungeon and From Light to talk to each other to make an Illumination-neutral game. Terrible pun. Anyways, the top 10 this year was great, but I did notice something interesting. And that interesting thing was Assault Android Cactus. If you check out this video, you'll see that last year in my top 5, I actually selected Assault Android Cactus. Not trying to make a point about how I can predict the future or anything, just an interesting fact. One of my personal favorites is number 3, the sheer amount of VR demos. ASUS had demos, HTC had demos, Nvidia had demos, Oculus had demos, and more. It felt like every few booths I would go to had some sort of VR headset rig to go along with it, and there was long lines for each one. Not a ton has changed fundamentally in the VR space since I covered it last. It feels much more like Valve and Oculus are now focusing on polish instead of game-changing features, which at this point in the game is probably the right thing to do. Here's to VR making waves in 2016. Then there was, of course, what Linus and I covered, from Intel's Drone Zone and a bunch of random attendees trying to beat Cloud9 players at random stuff, to hardware galore and a couple system showcases. This year was packed with awesome stuff, which I hope you guys enjoyed. Some shows that I go to, I have a hard time kind of finding enough stuff to cover for you guys. This year, however, everything seemed to kind of fall into my lap, and there ended up actually being an excess of videos, which definitely isn't a bad thing. PAX Prime and Gamescom are always interesting events because it's basically foreshadowing of the holiday season's releases, which for both games and hardware is often pretty epic. Finally, no matter how cheesy it is, the people attending PAX Prime and hosting PAX Prime are always the best thing about it. Say what you will about Gamers Online, and honestly, if it's negative, you're probably right. With different communities being known for how aggressive and antagonizing they are, and with developers building functions into their games to attempt to stop people from being dicks, it's pretty clear that the gaming community may not necessarily be a well of positivity. That seems to change in person, however. At PAX, people are accepting, talkative, helpful, and generally seem happy to see you. This was my 10th year at PAX Prime, and I can honestly say that even though it's grown so much and people have come and gone over the years, I've never failed to bump into a small army of awesome people. Whether it's just chilling and hanging out in BYOC, waiting in an absurdly long line together, or just asking random questions of each other, I can accurately assume that the average attendee will be a warm and welcoming person. And while it may seem cheesy, that's pretty damn cool. Do you want to become a game developer? Do you want to have your own booth sitting in the Indie Mega Booth? Or do you want to develop a new skill to move forward in your field? Check out lynda.com. Your lynda.com membership will give you unlimited access to training on hundreds of topics, all for a flat rate of just $25 per month. Whether you're looking to become an industry expert, or you're just kind of passionate about a specific hobby of yours, or you just want to learn something new, I want you to visit lynda.com/prime2015 and sign up for your free 10-day trial. Thanks for watching, guys. If this video sucked, you know what to do, but if it was awesome, get subscribed, hit that like button, or even consider supporting us directly by using our affiliate code to shop on Amazon, buying a cool t-shirt like this, unlike this one actually, or with a direct monthly contribution on the forum. Now that you're done doing that stuff, you're probably wondering what to watch next, so click this little button in the top right hand corner to watch the video where I make Terran's screen melt.